Israel said on Tuesday its forces attacked Hamas gunmen inside the Islamists' vast tunnel network beneath Gaza, after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dismissed calls for a halt to fighting to ease the Palestinian enclave's humanitarian crisis. The tunnels are a key objective for Israel as it expands ground operations inside Gaza to wipe out the ruling Hamas movement following its gun rampage 3 weeks ago that Israeli authorities say killed over 1,400 people. Witnesses said Israeli forces targeted Gaza's main north-south road on Monday and attacked Gaza City from 2 directions. Israel said its troops freed a soldier from Hamas captivity. Hamas, an armed Islamist group that governs Gaza, has so far released 4 civilians from the 239 hostages Israel says were captured on October 7. Many of the hostages are believed to be held in the Hamas tunnel network. The Al-Qassam Brigades, Hamas armed wing, said militants clashed early on Tuesday with Israeli forces invading the southern Gaza axis, including, with machine guns, and targeted 4 vehicles with Al-Yassin 105 missiles, referring to locally produced anti-tank missiles. The militants also targeted 2 Israeli tanks and bulldozers in northwest Gaza with the missiles, Al-Qassam said. Reuters was not able to confirm the reports of fighting. Israel's military had no immediate comment. Gaza health authorities say that 8,306 people, including 3,457 minors, have been killed in Israeli attacks since October 7. United Nations officials say more than 1 million of Gaza's civilian population of about 2 million have been made homeless. The mounting death toll has drawn calls from the United States, Israel's top ally, other countries, and the United Nations for a pause in fighting to allow more humanitarian aid to reach the enclave. Netanyahu said late on Monday that Israel would not agree to a cessation of hostilities with Hamas in Gaza and would press ahead with its plans to wipe out the group. Calls for a ceasefire are calls for Israel to surrender to Hamas, to surrender to terrorism, to surrender to barbarism. That will not happen, Netanyahu said in televised remarks. Military specialists said Israeli forces are moving slowly in their ground offensive in part to keep open the possibility that Hamas militants will negotiate the release of the hostages. The relative caution with which Israeli troops have taken and secured slices of territory in the first days of sustained ground operations in Gaza stands in contrast to the past 3 weeks of unrelenting airstrikes on the Mediterranean enclave, as well as to Israel's previous land offensives there.